Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories in the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defended in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown. Spike.
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up.
Yes.
Caught. Touchdown to Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Tuesday morning to you, the 31st day of October, 2023. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Ben Glaze, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. You can text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000 sports radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line, 866-838-4843. That's 866-838-4843. We're on Twitter at XP Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros, and, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Add a .com to that to find our website. xpmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox, and you can find us all individually on Twitter, Ben Glaze is at the Ben Glaze. Ryan Elke is at Ryan_L_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you. How are we on this Tuesday morning? A Victory Tuesday.
That's right. Good morning. Doing well. Happy about last night's game, obviously.
You watched the game last night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby.
What was it like being there for it?
It was loud.
Yeah, I can imagine.
My jaw actually hurts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I will have you know that last night post game, my man Andrew Fry watched this happen. You know who I met yesterday after the game?
Who's that?
Not Stanford Steve and Ryan Clark and Scott Van Pelt. I ain't worried about that. Those are just my guys. You know who I met last night after the game?
Monday Night Football. Monday night. Monday night. Monday night. Monday night. Monday Night Football. 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 Monday Night on ESPN.
John Cutcliffe. I met him.
That's great.
Yeah, we chopped it up a little bit. I said, hey, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for just being you. And he appreciated that. We had a moment. He asked if he could hug me. I said no. I'm teasing. Come on in here, big guy. Let me just come here. You know, that's how it really was. But it was man, was that a lot of fun last night inside Ford Field? I mean, it was loud. There was a lot of excitement and anticipation. We didn't even play good football. We didn't even play well. And we still were the far superior team. I don't want anybody getting, bent out of shape or worked up over the fact that, Adams was running free down the left side of the field. I don't want anybody to worry about that, like that was going to change the game. Like, no, I mean, that, sure, did they miss it? Yeah, they missed it there. But that game was dominant from the Detroit Lions. You turn it over 3 times, and you still win like that, and you leave points on the board, and you still win like that. I mean, it reminded me a lot of Michigan against Bowling Green. Like, there wasn't any point where I was really actually concerned that the Raiders were going to win that football game last night. And our play calling inside the red zone left something to be desired. The turnovers left something to be desired, and still not even concerned. Like, this is exactly what, this is what we wanted to see from this football team, and they didn't even play well. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm happy that obviously we got the result that we did. We'll be talking about that all morning long. The Detroit Red Wings were playing last night. We'll talk about them. The Detroit Pistons were in action last night. We'll talk about them. Right. So we've got a lot to get to here on today's program that I am very excited about. Speaking of hockey, did either one of you see the play that took place in Europe yesterday?
No.
In which a professional hockey game, can't remember the gentleman's name. I'm going to try to find it real quick. What I don't want to do is come across the video again. But there was a play in which two hockey players were going in different directions across the blue line. And there is like a bump to one of the players, the former NHL player, Adam Johnson. He played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He collided with Matt Petgrave. Petgrave, as he was colliding with him, was almost knocked off of balance, was spun, turned around, spinning back kick to Adam Johnson's neck, cut his throat, and killed him on the ice during a game. I could not believe what I saw. Some people are saying that it was actually Petgrave that kicked him intentionally, just with the speed of the play and what had happened. I only watched it once. I wasn't going to watch it more than once. But it's not like up close. Like you can't, you can see what takes place, but you can't see in graphic detail until you see like the actual ice beginning to turn colors. Just an absolute tragedy that took place. And then in the, that's tough enough as it is, to try to, the police are now investigating this death. So after the on-ice accident or incident, whichever way you want to word it, I just saw this last night, as it took place, and the Penguins actually paid tribute to their former player last night as well. A moment of silence was held. Johnson was 29 years old, playing for the Nottingham Panthers at the Sheffield Steelers when the skate to the neck took place. It was in a Champions Cup game. It actually happened Saturday. Died in the hospital. Just brutal. Brutal right there. So the police are investigating it. We'll see what happens there. Then, in the middle of the night, you remember that song, In the Middle of the Night? James Harden was traded at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. He was traded so late that it's not even a top headline on the Worldwide Network's page. But sources say that the Clippers have landed James Harden in a deal. James Harden, P.J. Tucker, and a guy by the name of Philip Petrusev are all being sent to the Clippers in exchange for Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Rocco, Robert Covington, K.J. Martin, multiple draft picks, and a pick swap. So a pretty hefty deal in order to add James Harden. Why? I'm really not sure. I am intrigued to see what happens with this whole saga, but I'm not overly convinced that that's going to win you a basketball game, and especially a championship game at that. I think that is just an absolute disaster. Just another guy who can't function without the ball in his hands, and now you're pairing him with Kawhi and Paul George. Like, who's going to pass the ball? It's never worked anywhere that James Harden has been. And yet people keep trading for him. Why? I have no idea. But they keep doing it. And it's just an absolute mess. Absolute mess there. All right, we're going to step aside. When we return, we're going to do some things before we get into Monday Night Football. The first thing we're going to do is get into the Detroit Red Wings last night, snapping their skid. We'll do that next. We'll get into the Pistons and, of course, the Lions throughout today's program. This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
The Freddie the Pizza Man Foundation is dedicated to providing support to families and Michigan schools touched by autism. We invite you to join us in supporting these families and schools by making a donation at FreddieThePizzaMan.com. With your donation, you can help provide essential resources that can make a real impact. Visit FreddieThePizzaMan.com to make a donation and to learn more about the foundation's mission. That's FREDI, Together, we can make a difference.
Van Andel Institute Purple Community is a grassroots fundraising network powered by the dedicated volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve human health now and in the future. When you raise funds through the Van Andel Institute Purple Community, 100% of the proceeds go directly to the Institute's research into diseases like cancer and Parkinson's, as well as VAI's science education programs. Learn how you can get involved at purplecommunity.org.
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Happy Halloween. Welcome back here, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. On this Halloween Tuesday, boy, that's exciting. Golf season's coming to a close, folks. It's already Halloween, which means we're running out of time. But Tullymore Golf Resort, you can call my friend Matt Golden, still get out there, book a stay and play if necessary. Might not even have to stay, just might have to play. This kind of is what it is. Two great courses, Tullymore and St. Ives. Located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. Easy to get to because it's smack dab in the middle of the state. No matter what direction you're coming from, it's just a short trip to enjoy some of the best golf in the great state of Michigan. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or you can call 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Visit Tullymore Golf today. Great to have you with us here on this Tuesday. Don't worry, Nate on YouTube, Victory Tuesday it is, my friend. We're going to get into all of that. But first, we've got some house cleaning to do. Speaking of house cleaning, how about the Red Wings down 2-0 last night on the road against the New York Islanders? Now, look, I'll be the first to say, Red Wings should have won that game, and they could have, a couple of games ago. There was a matchup they should have won. The Bruins game is kind of like, but like last night's game against the Islanders, not a game they should have won. Not a game they should have won. They were down 1-0 after 2 periods of play. We're going to pick things up in the third period with about 12-17 left to go. In this game, they were outshot, out-hit, lost on the face-off dot. Like everything leaned in favor of the Islanders, who led, throughout most of the game. And then all of a sudden, Daniel Sprong would get us started and an avalanche would take place. And this Red Wings team showed some grit. They showed some attitude, some resiliency. And with the tough got going, they got tough.
And Noah Dobson with a shot from the blue line here in the third have been the 2 goals in this game. And Husso's been great too. Red Wings coming in for Sprong. Scores! Just in time, Daniel Sprong.
Nothing more dangerous in sports
with his 3rd goal of the season, and it's 2-1.
Than a 2-goal lead. Nothing more dangerous in sports than a 2-goal lead. Because when you got a 2-goal lead and you give up that first one, here we go with 10:37 left to play in the third. That second one usually comes pretty quick.
Ravens with 7 healthy D. Back in here for Raymond. Back to the point, and a shot by Wallman hit a body. Rasmussen and Wallman assisting on the Sprong goal. They score! It's a tie game! 2-2!
Tie game there. Also, not sure how I feel about the rotating dasher boards, like the advertisements. I think it just looks strange when you're watching it, and everything's like flashing and bouncing around and all that other stuff. It just seems like a lot. Not really a whole lot I can do about that. So it's 2-0 there. Sprong got us on the board first from Rasmussen and Wallman. Then Wallman from Sider and Raymond. And now J.T. Comfort just moments later.
Kopp carries it. Back down low, they score! Comfort from Sider! What a beautiful pass! And the Red Wings with 3 in a row!
They did all of that within like 4 minutes time. They scored at 7:55, 9:35, and 11:43 before Bo Horvat picked one up on the power play. That was less than ideal at the 15:49 mark. So not a big deal there. Okay, that's all fine. That's all fine and dandy. Let's pick things up. As the Detroit Red Wings said, everybody loves Raymond. Lucas Raymond getting his third from J.T. Comfort, who just decided to have a multi-point night because why wouldn't you?
Lucas Raymond. Turn back for off the goal post. Here's Raymond again. Across. Back pass. Scores! Raymond from Comfort. And the Red Wings win it. Final score of 4-3. Their first win at 4. What a comeback victory by Detroit.
Now, the funny part about this is Lucas Raymond's face when he scores this goal. I mean, he is just absolutely psyched. And what happens is that the Red Wings, after that puck that bounces off the bar from Compher, the puck is going out, and it's 3-on-3 overtime hockey. Like, it's not even really hockey. It's just weird. It's weird. The ice is way too open. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. It creates way too many scoring opportunities, because what happens here is that the Wings decide that, we're gonna chase after this puck early. Seider makes a play on the body. Raymond picks up the puck. If that doesn't happen, this thing's over, because it's 2-on-1 going the other way, and it's just, I mean, you got to be real sure if you're going after the man in that position, because this is all taking place the Islanders' blue line. And when Raymond picks it up, he starts to move on the inside portion of that right face-off circle. What he does, he's still outside, like up top of that circle. And it's a 2-on-1, because you had the break going the other way that I just told you was going to be a 2-on-1 the opposite direction. That was going to be game over, Islanders with the win. So that's what you have coming back in return. And the patience from Raymond to get the get the puck to Compher, and then Compher to hold and draw the goaltender across the crease, going pipe to pipe. So the goalie's now going from his left to his right. Compher could have hit that thing immediately. He could have. But he drew him back, drew the goaltender over. Defender's already down because he tried to play the puck by laying down. And Compher, with all the patience in the world, goes back to Lucas Raymond on a give and go. And Raymond just taps it in. Piece of cake. Game blouses. Everyone's a winner here. 6-3-1 is the Red Wings record now. That was a much-needed victory to get them to 13 points, which jumps them right back to second place in the Atlantic Division, trailing only the Boston Bruins, who have yet to lose a game in regulation. How? I have no idea. After all the changes to their franchise, not a big deal, right? Sons of guns. Unreal. Unreal that would take place like that. But very good all-in-all game for the Detroit Red Wings, snapping the 3-game slide. Down 2-0, could have folded their tents. Could have quit on it. Could have just been done and decided that, you know what? No, we're not done here. We're not done. We got a lot of hockey to play here. And that was that was awesome. That was such a good sign to see from this relatively young team with some veteran additions. And I can't say that those veteran additions, were the reason or the catalyst for this, but I will tell you this much. This young team battled back. Ville Husso faced 40 shots, made 37 saves. That's a .925 save percentage. That's not bad. That isn't bad at all. I'm okay with that. 4 saves on the power play. I think all in all, a game that a younger Detroit Red Wings team probably would have given away to the Islanders, and that's the way you want to see that streak snapped, right there. Right there. No quit, all grit, all that. That's exactly what we want. You get down early, you don't give up on the game, give away the points. You play to win. You work your way back in. You take a lead, you give up a tie, not a big deal. You take it to overtime and make a gamble that wins you a hockey game. But that's just great hockey. Great hockey all around. Now, Wings are off tonight. They are returning home. They'll be off tonight and tomorrow night. They will be back in action Thursday evening at 7 o'clock against the dangerous Florida Panthers team that has gotten off to a little bit of a struggling start as well. They're 4-3-1 for 9 points thus far. Obviously, the Wings have already played 10 games. Florida has only played 8, so Wings have a couple games in hand to the Panthers. Regardless, it's a team that was right there last year that really shocked and surprised some people. Guess what? They're at the bottom of the standings. Let's take advantage of it. You split your road trip and go 1-1. You get back in the winner's circle. You build a bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence after coming back on the road against the Islanders. Monday Night Football's next. X's and Bros.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Ladies, let's go see some men. The show, Friday, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Come meet the men of your wicked dreams for an affordable night of laughs and maybe some mischief. Oh my. The boys are back in town. Tickets for 18 plus, just $25. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Sexy costumes, hot dance moves. Your sensational night of fun returns. Hunks, the show, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Oh my.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com. Later today at 3, it's the Huge Show right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you riding along with us. NBA fans, basketball is back, and official sports betting partner of the NBA is the DraftKings Sportsbook. They've got unbeatable offers for you right now. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down just $5 on the association. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You get the season started off the right way with an instant dub. And with DraftKings same-game parlays, everyone's got an even bigger shot at basketball wins. They can be the same game. They can be multiple games. Doesn't even matter. Make your bet even sweeter with the parlay action. Basketball is more fun when you get in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. New customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook, only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. Now, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. One of the most iconic sounds in sports, the sound of Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions hosting the Las Vegas Raiders last night inside Ford Field. I met a Raiders fan who was allegedly from Compton who told me his watch was worth $25,000, his chain was worth $20,000. I almost robbed him for both, but I decided that was unprofessional. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. He spilled the drink over the ledge right into our bin full of our stuff. It's okay. I thought you're going to have a very unhappy flight home, but welcome to Detroit. He said, you guys have been great. I love this city. This place is awesome. I said, you're awesome. Your team, however, is not. Sorry, pal. Take a hike, Chief. 26-14. Lions here. It's a victory Tuesday. All right, first thing I want to talk about. I want to give a huge round of applause to my guy, Andrew Fry, and the Detroit Lions organization. What happened was he and Anna and Sam and a ton of our staff walked around the stadium. Now, I don't know if you people just think this stuff just falls from the sky onto your seat, but it doesn't. All right. Whenever they gave out these light up wristband things. It looked like a watch. You slid it on, you tightened it up, and your light would illuminate. It was controlled. The lights were controlled by some third party. And when they turned the lights off, there's just some great moments. They did a "We Will Rock You," where the lights were going, to the beat, and it was just simply sensational. And those third down cards that were all around the lower bowl, all the little light up things on the wrists, that just doesn't happen. Somebody's got to walk around and place a card and a wristband on each and every seat. And our staff went out there and did that for all 65,000 folks, right? We had 25,000 getting the bobblehead on the way in, the Aiden Hutchinson, Billie Jean stanky leg bobblehead. Even the leg wobbled a little bit. That was cool. But shout out to our staff for making this place absolutely electric. Pun intended. There were, electronic bracelets. And this football team that did not play great, folks, went out there and beat the snot out of the Raiders for 4 quarters. We'll get started. We'll go through the drive charts now. Opening drive, we get the ball first. We go 14 plays, 54 yards, and 7 of 9. And we have to settle for a field goal, right? Just less than ideal. We get inside the 30-yard line. Just nothing, just didn't feel right. Nothing about that drive really felt right. We stalled out 4th and 8 at the Las Vegas 26. It was a 44-yarder from Riley Patterson. All is well in the world. No big deal. Defense comes out. It's a 4 and out for Las Vegas. They ran 4 plays, 21 yards for it. They had to punt in 2:07. Then we get the ball right back. First and 10 at the Detroit 11. Josh Gibbs goes left, gains 3 yards. Very next play, short pass to Josh Reynolds up to the 27. Right? Would have been a first down. Gain of 13 yards. And on the catch and turn, a quote-unquote football move, my guy Josh Reynolds coughed it up. Fumble Rooski at the 28-yard line. Recovered by the Raiders. And, all right, they got the football. The Raiders then, Jimmy Garoppolo, is going to go to Devontae Adams. Who else would be there but Big Kirby Joseph, 4 yards deep in the end zone. Decided that he was going to bring it out. I don't know why. He felt good about it. That's okay, kid. That's all right. When you get one in the end zone right there, you might see something. You might just have to take a knee. Just get the ball, and you got it already. Just fall over and let him touch you so you're down in the end zone touchback, first and 10 Lions. He didn't want to do that. He brought it out. 15-yard interception return. Gets it out to the 11-yard line, and we go 3 and out. Didn't gain a single yard. Incomplete to Laporta. Incomplete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Incomplete thrown into the stands. Here comes Jack Fox. Punt. Then the Raiders, from their own 41-yard line, got to 3rd and 1. Josh Jacobs went left, lost a yard. Alex Anzalone was flying around the football field last night. Absolute animal. And on 4th and 2, they decided to pass. Garoppolo was incomplete to Hunter Renfrow. They turned the ball over. It's still 3-0 here in the first quarter. The Lions would go 10 plays and only gain 36 yards in 5:06 to tack on another field goal. Nothing really crazy of note. Gibbs had a carry for 8 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a catch for 8 yards after a catch for 12 yards. So they went from the Las Vegas 49 up to the 22. Nothing doing there. They get in 1st and goal to the Las Vegas 8. And then they end up losing some yards. They end up 4th and goal from the 13. We'll take the kick. It's a 31-yard field goal from Riley Patterson. I thought we got a little cute. I thought we tried to do some things in the red zone where we didn't look like you get inside the red zone, especially when you're 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. No more of this east and west stuff. Just get north and south. North and south. You want to run some play action? Great. If you're going to run anything that's a toss or a screen, you got to do to the field side. Cannot do anything to the boundary side of the field. Have to settle for a field goal. Didn't feel great about our offense at that point. Force a 3 and out. All is well in the world. Defense is holding fast. We get the ball back 1st and 10 from the 22. Big pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who ran out of bounds at the Las Vegas 34-yard line, gained 44 yards on the play. We get into 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Short pass to Sam Laporta. We got it 2nd and 1 from the 7. And then nothing. We got Amon-Ra sacked for a loss of 8 yards, an incomplete pass. Riley Patterson, 33-yard field goal. We're up 9-0. All right, so we've got 3 scores on the board. We bet in the red zone. Shenanigans is what I call here. Shenanigans. Then Las Vegas makes it 9-7. They get their first touchdown of the game. It was Josh Jacobs up the middle. They put together a nice drive. Give credit where credit's due. They went 1st and 10 to the 25, 10 plays, 75 yards, and 5-12. Vegas gets a touchdown. All right, okay. What are we going to do? We're going to respond with a 9-play, 79-yard drive of our own that's going to eat up 2:29 on the clock. We're going to go up 16-7. That's what we're going to do. Highlighted by Sam Laporta's catch for the touchdown for 18 yards on 1st and 10 from the 18. Extra point is good. Get a little breathing room. Instant response there. Love that. And then next thing you know, it's the end of the half. Vegas took a knee, 1 play, 7 yards, 27 off the clock. Like, that's it. They didn't technically take a knee, but you get what I'm saying. They ran the clock out like, Amir Abdullah, of all people. Remember him? Gained 7 yards. Boom, that was it. Derek Barnes made a tackle. So now we're kicking to them. They punt on their first drive of the second half. It's 16-7. We're marching, right? We're 2nd and 6 at the Las Vegas 28-yard line when Jared Goff's pass that was intended for Amon-Ra St. Brown was intercepted and returned 75 yards for a touchdown. Okay. All right. 16-14. Not a big deal. We're going to get the ball back. That's okay. The very next possession, 12 plays, 72 yards. Craig Reynolds goes left tackle to the Las Vegas 3 for a gain of 1. On a fumble, the replay review, the official said that the runner was not down by contact. Was he floating? Was he levitating at the 1 yard line? How was he not down? And where are his legs that you can convince me that Craig Reynolds is not down in that moment? Whatever. Fumble. So now we've got not one, but 2 turnovers inside the 30-yard line. And everybody with the last name of Reynolds has fumbled the football in this football game for the Lions. Back-to-back turnovers. One was returned for a touchdown. It's 16-14. It's officially sweaty palms time. Defense stands tall, gets a 3 and out. Force the punt. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 49. Gibbs goes left guard for 6 yards. 2nd and 4 at the 45. Pass is incomplete. Deep left to Josh Reynolds. Go right back to him. Penalty on the pass interference. Enforced at the 45-yard line. So we're going to go 1st and 10 from the 27. Spot foul. Jahmyr Gibbs, 27-yard carry. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Extra point is good. 23-14. So after the fact that we forced a punt, threw a pick 6, fumbled at the goal line, forced another punt, then 2 plays, boom, punched it in. Beautiful. Raiders get the ball back. We force another punt. Come right back down the field, 12 plays, 55 yards, tack on a field goal. Why the hell wouldn't we? Force a turnover on downs, miss a field goal. Riley Patterson forgot you can't leave your club face open at impact. Pushed it right. Vegas goes turnover on downs. End of the game. 6 plays. Eats up 329. Ball game. Detroit Lions. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner.
Let's go, Lions fans! Get a bunch of seats! Get a bunch of seats! Forward on the field, a charging team that will not yield. And with the blue and silver wave, everybody stand into the brave. Rah, rah, rah! Go hard with the game. With honor, you will keep your faith. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
How awesome was that to have Theo on Monday Night Football? I was there watching him get filmed while he was singing the fight song out in the streets, out on brush there. Boy, that was cool. That was great. The Lions now all-time pick up their 20th win, I believe 23-1 all-time on Monday night, dating back to 1934. A special, special game for this club. So it's always, I always really enjoy it, at least, for anybody that didn't see the game to run through and go through, drive by drive. How many times have we seen a team that's worn this Honolulu blue and silver? Shout out to the fans, by the way, that had the paper bags over their heads. Do you remember those same old Lions paper bags, the iconic photo of the 2 fans sitting there with the bags over their heads and the eyes cut out? These guys had their Halloween costumes on. They were brand new Lions, and they were paper bags with the whole face cut out, and it said brand new Lions on it. And I really appreciated that because this team, this was a synopsis of what that moniker means right here. This team probably would have given away that football game in years past just purely based on the fact that they ran into a little bit of adversity, some tough breaks, a bad call, a bad turnover. Like, think about it from this perspective. If you don't throw the pick 6 and you score points on that drive, let's just go that way. And let's say that you didn't even score a touchdown on that drive. You settled for another field goal. You're looking at 29-7. Like, the Raiders scored 14 points, only 7 of which on offense. I don't know if you guys know this, but Jahmyr Gibbs had 152 yards rushing. 152. Garoppolo was 10 of 21 for 126, but he was sacked 6 times in the game and lost 49 yards. So if we do quick math, the Las Vegas Raiders then had 77 yards passing on the net and 80 yards rushing. That's pretty wild. What's 77 plus 80? It's 157. How many yards did Jahmyr Gibbs have rushing the football yesterday? 152. How many did he have receiving? 37. Do some more quick math. 189. Jahmyr Gibbs, 189 yards. The Las Vegas Raiders franchise formerly of Oakland prior to L.A., 157. Jahmyr Gibbs, by himself, better than the Raiders.
Bing bong.
Hit the wrong button. That happens from time to time. Jahmyr Gibbs on 26 carries, $157. A friend of mine was asking some questions about the game and, what about Gibbs? And I said, whatever Gibbs' rushing total is, here's a hammer. Have at it. He started laughing. I said, rushing and receiving, if there's anything out there that says he's got to go over 100, he's going to do it. Like, this is the game. Sam Laporta, 8 catches on 10 targets, 57 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 targets, 6 catches, 108 yards, including that long of 44. Brilliant. Khalif Raymond, 4 targets, 2 catches, 24 yards. I'm good with that. Josh Reynolds only had the 1 grab. He was targeted 1 time, and he had the fumble. Sorry, Josh. My bad. Jamison Williams did bring in 2 catches for 16 yards on 3 targets, one of which was dropped. And you could just tell. You could tell the fans at that moment, they were tired. Craig Reynolds, 14 carries, 74 yards, also added a catch for 12 yards. The Detroit Lions, 222 net yards on the ground. That's insane, especially with the makeshift offensive line that we were working with. You have both Josh Reynolds and Craig Reynolds lose a fumble. Just brutal. Brutal there. But this team found a way to stay resilient, to respond, and to shake that same old Lions mantra. Only 1 sack surrendered in the game. We did have 4 tackles for loss surrendered. That did happen. Goff got hit a few times. I can't believe Jimmy Garoppolo, the shot that he took in the knee from Jack Campbell as Jack was falling forward. I can't believe Jimmy Garoppolo got up from that. A regular civilian, your knee is buckling. I mean, his knee turned into spaghetti out there. Just terrible. But I want to highlight the play. I mean, who did we talk about yesterday on the interior of the line? That, we needed to say their names. We needed to make sure that, hey, we were talking about it at least a little bit. Aleem McNeil, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, couple quarterback hits, couple sacks. That's what we were looking for. We were looking for some help there. The Lions manufacturing 6 sacks. Defense did their job. Offense did enough. 26-14. Winners on Monday Night Football. Hour 2 next.
Save more, scare more when you shop Halloween at Meijer. Shop quality deals like buy 2 select Halloween snack, single, or king-size candy, get 1 free. Get 2 for $10 on select DiGiorno frozen pizzas when you shop with M-Perks. And for last-minute shoppers, take 30% off Halloween indoor decor and 30% off adult and youth Halloween costumes. Find all you need for Halloween in one stop at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Huge here for my friends from Coppercraft Distillery. Now they're a Michigan-based company, and they have a message for anybody 21 and up. You're going to want to get hooked up with this Honolulu Blue, a premium can cocktail. Vodka, blue raspberry lemonade. This special limited edition canned cocktail is available at local stores, pubs, and restaurants. And when you're cheering on our favorite pro football team, TDs, tailgates, and more, make sure you grab a Honolulu Blue from Coppercraft Distillery.
What are you looking for in a career? What are you looking for in your pursuit of happiness and satisfaction? Let's answer those questions by answering this one. What are you? If you're selfless, courageous, dedicated, disciplined, and humble, your happiness and satisfaction may be in a new career in law enforcement. Visit MichiganPoliceChiefs.org today or simply walk into your local police department and start the conversation. You may find the answer to all of your questions.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org.
Merck Perks from Mercantile Bank is here. Merck Perks checking has all you need to plan your busy lifestyle. Travel services for hotels, airfare, and cruises, cashback rewards, and even savings on prescriptions, eyewear, and dental work. Merck Perks also includes all the traditional benefits you love, like online and mobile banking, and fee-free access to almost 40,000 MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merck is here. Learn more at mymerckperks.com, member FDIC.
Later today at 3, it's the Huge Show, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
The previous week in the 30 to 12. I'm telling you what, folks. Even just hearing the noise, even just hearing the little chime right there. Is that not something? It's a Victory Tuesday here on X's and Bros here on the Michigan Sports Network. I tell you this, my jaw is sore from last night. I've never had that happen one time in my life. I sound very uncomfortable. I feel very uncomfortable saying that. I apologize. So many words, so many syllables. I'm fighting through it. I got a flu game going on right now, but we're here battling. I mean, I was in bed at 2 a.m. 5 hours ago. We were alive and kicking at 6. Shout out to Ryan Elke at RyanL_Key on the Twitterverse. He called me early this morning. I picked up the phone. I called him right back. I was brushing my teeth. I heard the phone ring. I'm like, who the hell is calling me at this hour? What's the matter with you? It was just Ryan, so I called him back. And he said, no, everything's fine. Nothing's burning down. I just wanted to make sure you're awake. I love you for that. Thank you. Because if not, we would have just been playing the Monday night theme for two straight hours. What a game it was. Victory Tuesday. Thank you, Nate, on YouTube. Just reminding everybody, it's like a Victory Monday, but it's going up on a Tuesday. So great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, from Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, all across the great state of Michigan, Northwest Ohio, and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. Plenty of ways for you to get in contact with us this morning. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 866-838-4843. 866-838-4843. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Add a .com to that to find our website. xbmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And you can find us all individually on Twitter. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. Ben Glaze is at TheBenGlaze. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. All right, what's going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings across the world of sports. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
Huge news. The Lions did it. 26-14 winners over the Las Vegas Raiders. And it should have been even more than that. That should have been, I called it before the game. I said 45-6. The points were out there on the board, folks. The points were out there. I mean, 26 minus 9 is 17. 17 plus 21. Do the math. It's 38. We were right there. We were right there. And we missed a field goal. And we gave them a pick six. Like, we were 45-6. It was right there in our grasp. Winners on Monday Night Football, 6-2 overall, 3-1 inside the friendly confines of Ford Field. An electric crowd. To everybody that came out to our pregame tailgate, shout out to all of our winners. We gave away signed jerseys from Malcolm Rodriguez, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Panay Sewell. Like, it was incredible. We gave away tickets, field passes and tickets. Like, just absolutely sensational stuff. DJ Invisible, Snoop Dogg's DJ, he was there. DJ Raya Dig was there. Rory was there. The cheerleaders were there. The drum line was there. Grand Circus was electric. It was cold. I could not find a cup of coffee within a half-mile radius of Grand Circus Park, Detroit. What are we doing? We're the little corner store on Woodward. How are we not selling coffee? What's going on here? Come on. Help a brother out. Lions win 26-14. Pistons go on the road last night. They lose 124-112. More coming up on that game. Lucas Raymond, the winning goal in overtime. The Red Wings came back from down 2-0, scored 3 in the second, gave up 1 in the fourth. Not a big deal. It was all tied. It was going into overtime, and Lucas Raymond from JT Compher sealed the deal. That was great there. Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way, you could tell he was feeling it. Finally had the breakout game that everybody's been waiting for. Gibbs said with a smile, "I'm tired of hearing it. It's my fault. It's my bad." God bless him. 189 yards from scrimmage. That is the Jahmyr Gibbs that we drafted. Jimmy Garoppolo said he had a bad day and takes full responsibility for the loss. You have good days and bad days. Today was a bad day. There's no sugarcoating it. It is what it is. So I've just got to play better myself. I have to play better. A bunch of little things that will solve a lot of problems. It starts with me. We've got to be better, and we will be. Did Max Crosby sleep inside Ford Field last night after giving a $1 million donation to Eastern Michigan? The field will be named after him. 1, very generous gift. So shout out to Max Crosby for that. 2, naming rights for the stadium only took $1 million? Why didn't I do that? Probably because I don't have $1 million to give. The Saints have traded, the Giants have traded defensive lineman Leonard Williams. He's going to the Seahawks for a couple of picks. So some news here as the New York Football Giants, the G-Men, sent Leonard Williams to the Seahawks in exchange for a pair of picks. A 2024 second rounder and a 2025 fifth round selection. Kind of an interesting move there. Matthew Stafford is listed as day-to-day with a UCL sprain in his thumb. That is not ideal if you are a fan of the LA Rams. That's according to Coach Sean McVay. The Dallas Cowboys just laid the wood on the Rams. Not really a whole lot they could do there in that football game. A judge has dismissed Brett Favre's defamation lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe, as they should. Favre accused Sharpe of making egregiously false statements about him in September of 2022 on FS1's Skip and Shannon's Undisputed. That is no longer even a show because Sharpe's comments are constitutionally protected rhetorical hyperbole using loose figurative language. They cannot support a defamation claim as a matter of law. Somebody print that out and put that as my show title right here. Constitutionally protected rhetorical hyperbole. New show slogan, folks. That's what it is. De'Aaron Fox, according to the Kings, has a moderate sprain in his right ankle. He's going to miss some time. He sprayed it during the Wednesday night game against the Golden State Warriors. It was announced on Monday night. This is what took place. So the Penguins paid tribute to their former player, Adam Johnson, who had his throat cut in a game, in a Champions Cup game Saturday night. Died in the hospital. Minnesota native appeared in a total of 13 NHL games with the Penguins in 2019 and 2020. The Anaheim Ducks joined the Penguins at center ice for a tribute. Very, very unfortunate. The incident is being investigated. I just like there's a hit. Petgrave, the player that is in question now. I don't know how you would get into a position where you throw a spinning back kick in the game of hockey. But that just it is what it is. Now the EIHA is making neck guards and protectors mandatory following the death. It's unfortunate this is what happens. It's a tough shadow to cast on the game of hockey. You know, anybody who's ever seen a skate cut a player, I've seen it multiple times where we've had incidents where there has been a player that is leaking, as they say, bleeding profusely, the cut across the neck. The teammate that rushed over to AJ's, to his need and has his glove on. They're trying to cover his neck and get him off the ice. I can't even imagine. Good for the EIHA. It's something that I want to know what the neck guards look like. I've seen them in like they just kind of strap around. Kind of looks like how the football players wear in headbands. I don't know why they don't wear full cages or full face protection. I don't know why there's not anything on the neck. I don't know how many teeth we have to lose, how many jaws have to be broken, or in this case, a death that may have been preventable. When you're running around, you're skating fast on razor blades, accidents happen. Whether or not this was an accident remains to be seen. Jim Harbaugh said yesterday that a report that the university had rescinded a contract extension offer in recent weeks was not accurate. Wall Street Journal reported Sunday night that Michigan had rescinded its offer. Harbaugh said, I wouldn't say that's accurate, no. And Iowa's offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz, will not return in 2024. They're going to look to try to score touchdowns in that year. We'll step aside. Back with more X's and Bros after this Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BEENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Ladies, let's go see some men. The show, Friday, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Come meet the men of your wicked dreams for an affordable night of laughs and maybe some mischief. Oh my. The boys are back in town. Tickets for 18 plus, just $25. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Sexy costumes, hot dance moves. Your sensational night of fun returns. Hunks, the show, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Oh my.
Huge here for Van Andel Institute Purple Community. Now, they're a grassroots fundraising network powered by the volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve health now and in the future. Learn more at purplecommunity.org. Later today at 3, it's the Huge Show right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. Kyle Barlow, the coach, coming up at 7:35 this morning. Golf season, however, is coming to a close. What you need to do is call my friend Matt Golden right now, see if you can't get out on Tullymore this week. Hey, look, weather outside is frightful. Let's be honest. All you need is your cart mittens, throw your long johns on, put a hat on, grab a thermos, and get on out to Tullymore Golf Resort. Not one but two championship courses, Tullymore and St. Ives, located smack dab in the middle of the state. You can't miss it. It's in Canadian Lakes. That's only an hour north of Grand Rapids and 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call Matt Golden right now. 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Call Matt Golden at Tullymore Golf Resort. One of the best golfing experiences in the great state of Michigan. Let me tell you this, too. If you ever come to a game, Michigan game, Lions game, whatever game it is, I love seeing our listeners at games. And the folks that make their way, whether they get there early and they stop by the pregame show or they make their way down Section 103 to say hello or yell over the railing, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. For the guys last night, like, how are you going to get up in the morning? I was like, I have no idea. One guy's like, what's Freddie going to complain about tomorrow? It was hilarious. And I started laughing. I was like, wow, you listen. He's every day. I was like, man, I appreciate that. I was like, I appreciate you listening. I hope that you don't have to listen to me tomorrow. You can get some sleep. He's like, I'm not sleeping. I got to go to work. I said, okay. I said, how long's your drive? He's like, 4 hours. I'm like, oh, my God. But, no, it was great, man. And I always really appreciate seeing any of our listeners. And if you see somebody, I know that I saw this from Brandon Dent, who joined us, Detroit Kool-Aid on Twitter when he was with us last week, and somebody commented like, hey, I saw your show earlier in the morning, then I flipped over to X's and Bros to hear you there. If you ever run into anybody who's a guest of our program, send them some love for us too, because I always try to be very, very thankful of people and their time. It's just the right way to go about business, and yeah, because it's sincere too. And it does mean a lot, man. It's great. It's great when they can actually hear and feel that, what they were talking about was of interest, and, people were paying attention. They enjoyed their appearance. So thank you to everybody who stops on by. All right. The Pistons were on the road last night taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Pistons fell 124 to 112. Look, they went down big in the first quarter. They lost that quarter 33 to 21. That's 12 points. Do the math. They lost the game by 12. So a three-quarter game, again, much like their first loss of the season against Miami, where they played really well for three quarters. This game, they tied after the first quarter. They tied 26-26 in the second, 32-32 in the third, and 33-33 in the fourth. They just couldn't get over the hump. Turnover margin, way, way, way too high. And not margin, but number of turnovers. 16 turnovers for the Pistons, 3 by Asar, 2 from Beef Stew, 1 from Duran, 7 from Cade. Have mercy. My man, you can't have 7 turnovers. He was 5 of 15 from the field, and although we didn't shoot it great from the field, we shot damn near 54% from 3. Jaden Ivey was 4 for 6. Alec Burks was 3 for 4. Cade was 3 for 7. Beef Stew was 2 for 3. Asar was 0 for 2, and Killian was 1 for 4. Comes out to 15 of 28, 53.6%. Roundup, call it 54. Holy mackerel. We were right there. But, your starting guard has 7 turnovers and 5 assists. That is not going to do it. The double-double streak for Jalen Duran, that was snapped. He only had 8 and 7. Asar had 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. So this team continuing to block shots at a rapid pace. 4 blocks for Chet Holmgren in the game. They had 4 starters and 5 scorers in double figures. Giddey had 21. SGA had 32. 19 for Williams. 14 for Chet Holmgren. For the Pistons, 15 from Asar, 12 from Beef Stew, 8 from Duran, 17 from Cade, 10 from Killian. How about 20 from Jaden Ivey off the bench on 7 of 13 shooting, 4 of 6 from the long line, 2 of 2 from the stripe, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, only 1 turnover, added a block and a steal. Really great game there in just 19 minutes for Jaden Ivey. So he can get a round of applause. We're giving him out today. Everybody's getting rounds of applauses today. But still, that turnover number is just too high. And you go down like that, early on in the game, you're digging yourself out of the 12-point hole. They never could. They just never could. Points off of turnovers was relatively equal at 27-26 in favor of OKC. Points in the paint, 42-50 in favor of OKC. Did we have more fouls? Yes. 25-19, but I don't ever get, too crazy about that. We did have a lead in the game by 1. Oklahoma City had a lead by 21 for the largest lead. But we got beat up on the glass. We lost the margin there, 44-41. And I mean, all in all, not a terrible game, but Oklahoma City is a quality opponent who is maybe in just a smidge further in the rebuild process than we are. And that happens because they had 800 picks in the upcoming drafts. So I'm not necessarily I'm disappointed that we didn't win because I expected, obviously, with a 2-1 start, that we were going to win 66% of our games. We're 2-2. It's 500. If we played the entire season at 500, that would be it. We'll be back in action tomorrow, flying back from OKC. Back in action tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Portland Trail Blazers, a game that is very winnable for this Detroit Pistons team, a Blazers team that is 1-3. This is East meets West type of game here. And I think Detroit that, obviously they're missing Bogey and some scoring there. Isaiah Livers, where does he fit? Monty Morris, where does he fit? I think we have to kind of figure that out. Robert Williams III will be out due to a rest night, so that will help. Anthony Simons is out with his thumb injury. He had to have surgery on his thumb. So a beat-up, shorthanded Portland team. They come into Detroit, wipe that taste out of your mouth against the OKC Thunder, rally back, beat a team that you are supposed to in the Portland Trail Blazers, at least on paper. And then we'll worry about New Orleans coming up on Thursday. But game 1 of a back-to-back tomorrow at home, New Orleans on the road, and then they'll return back home for a Sunday, Monday back-to-back against Phoenix and Golden State before hitting the road against the Milwaukee Bucks. So they do have some opportunities here, Portland and New Orleans. Phoenix, Golden State, Milwaukee, followed up by the 76ers is a little bit of a meat grinder before they get Chicago and Atlanta, Cleveland, Toronto, defending champion Denver. Big matchup against the Pacers on the road. That one's going to be tough on a Friday. Look, they're going to have to steal some games. I have no problem with that. But games like tomorrow night against Portland, that's one you got to circle, star, highlight, all that, and go through and get the victory. All right, we're going to step aside. When we return, we're going to talk to the coach, Kyle Barlow. He will join us, probably a lot of Lions football. I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to discuss, but he did say that he would pick up the phone. So that is always good and always appreciated. Hey, by the way, NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the association, is celebrating with unbeatable offers. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets, throwing down just $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season off the right way, and that's with an instant victory. Basketball is more fun when you're involved in the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. New customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. Now, if you or somebody knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Speaking of basketball, the coach, Kyle Barlow, he joins us next here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archived boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Save big on fuel with M-Perks. Earn points on your Meijer purchases in-store and online. Then use your points to claim a fuel reward and save up to $1 off per gallon of gas at Meijer. Claim your M-Perks fuel rewards on the Meijer app and ID at the pump to save. Plus, earn points for qualifying Meijer Express purchases and look for exclusive Meijer Express offers. Download the Meijer app to sign up or see Meijer.com to learn more. 10 cents to $1 off per gallon based on points earned. Exclusions apply. Not valid in Wisconsin. Max 30 gallons.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. No matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And it's great to be back with you on the program. That's Ben Glazer, Ryan Elke. I'm Anthony Bellino. Join us on the horn right now. A true Michigan man, a Concordia alum, who did his GA years under John Beilein at the University of Michigan, currently patrolling the sidelines at Ohio University. The coach, Kyle Barlow. Find him on Twitter at Kyle Barlow4. Send your kids recruiting tapes there. Coach Barlow, good Tuesday morning to you, my friend. How are you, partner?
Oh, it's a celebration Tuesday. What do you mean, Bellino? We are celebrating. This is a party. This is a great Tuesday morning. 6-2, baby.
6-2, are you serious? Come on, Dan Campbell, the diaper dandies, the super scintillating sensational.
Wait, aren't the Red Wings 6-2 as well, or are they 6-3?
They're 6-3-1, maybe.
Okay, 6-3-1. Okay, we got 6 wins. Who would have thunk it? October 30th, the Lions get their 6th win, and the Red Wings also in the young season get their 6th win, man. What a great time. It's a great time to be alive, as the kids say.
I'm telling you what, I mean, who would have thought, you know, the sum of all fears for the rest of the world. Michigan is undefeated. The Lions are at the top of their division. The Red Wings are playing like, man, we could be potentially insufferable. The Big Four could all make the playoffs, and Michigan could make it to the college football playoff as well. That would be what a time for Michigan sports.
Only if they avoid the clear and present danger. You know what I mean? We're talking about some of all fears. But, yeah, it's a great time, man. Great time. The Lions, you know, they look like a real football team. And I say that, like, not as, like, in jest or anything, but, like, aren't those the games in the past that they struggle in the first half and then Stafford leads them on a late field goal drive in the fourth quarter, and they end up winning, and you feel really good about it, but they could lose it because 1 or 2 calls goes against you, like that fumble, and that goes against you. But this Lions team, they just rise above all of that, man. Like, no Montgomery, no problem. We got Jahmyr Gibbs, who all of a sudden is doing his best Jerome Bettis impression, running between the tackles. We're like, hey, look at this guy. We're getting a good push from him. And then you got Max. Like, by the way, can we get Max Crosby on the Lions? Can he just come home?
Did he ever go? Did he go back to Vegas? Did he sleep in Ford Field? I mean, I'm looking for reports right now. I'm texting everybody who I know that works in the facility, like, hey, is Mad Max still laying around? Was he wearing a Pacers jersey last night in his postgame?
I did not see the postgame. I was too distracted by all the tattoos. I was looking at him.
How about the chains he had on? Oh my! This guy's wearing 14 pounds worth of jewelry on his neck. He's really. I mean, look. When you think of the Raiders, do you not look at Max Crosby and go, yeah, that's the perfect guy for the Raiders?
Bellino, I'm trying to make the case for him to come to Detroit. We don't need him looking like the Raiders. You know what he looks like to me? He looks like the perfect guy for Detroit. Could you imagine him and Hutch lining up opposite of each other?
97 and 98? Oh, coming off the edges? We got to get Hutch some tats.
Almost 200 worth of just edge rushes, right? Like, it's unreal. But no, isn't it fun to watch a functional football team that like just can take care of business? Like the Raiders aren't that good. Their defense is not that good. We had our way for the most part with their defense. We didn't capitalize in the red zone as much as we should. Probably need more touchdowns, but they just took care of business. Jimmy G is obviously not not the same Jimmy G, or maybe just once you leave San Francisco, you cease to become a good quarterback, based on recent examples. So isn't it fun just to watch that? And you were there live, man. Like, I'm sure you talked about it, but what an atmosphere.
Oh, the atmosphere was incredible. I mean, they gave out these third down cards to everybody in the lower bowl. Everybody in the stadium got a wristband on their seat that lit up. The place was just, it was bonkers. It truly was insane. Austin says it was a Ron Artest Pacers jersey. I knew it was a Pacers jersey. I could feel it. I'm like, that doesn't make it. Ron Artest. Like, why Ron Artest? Why Meta World Fights? Like, why you doing that, pal? That's not a great way to get a homecoming.
He's being a menace. I think he's being a menace, man. Like, he's just trolling. I love him. Like, you watch him like you were there, so you didn't see the TV copy, but he was talking bleep to Jared Goff about something. I don't think Jared Goff even said something. He's like that guy who just makes stuff up in his head. That, you know, like the Jordan documentary, and you know, and that motivated me, or whatever he said, his famous thing. I feel like that's Max Crosby. Like, he was yelling at Goff, and I bet Goff is looking like, dude, I didn't even say anything. Like, you don't even go here.
You don't even go here. You're like, yeah, and I took that personally. That's exactly how Max Crosby plays. I don't know who made better plays in the game, Max Crosby or the lady that literally grabbed Jahmyr Gibbs and hoisted him into the stands.
Oh my gosh! What a great Ford Field leap! Do we have a name for that?
A Lions leap.
The Lions leap. There you go. The alliteration is just great. Yeah. I think we need something to do with a car, like a Ford car. You know, I don't know. We need to think about it. Like maybe you jump start the Mustang. I don't know, something like that. But what she did, she grabbed him up there, and it was just like, hey, I got a row 1 seat B ticket for you, dude. You might as well just stand here the rest of the game. And then you see all the other guys like, hey man, you got to come back down. Like we'll catch you, but you got to come back down. It's like when your toddler gets on something they're not supposed to. It's like, dude, you got to come back down. That was cute. You got to come back down, man.
You look nice. I don't know anything about that. I mean, you're dealing with that. I don't have. I can't relate to that. Jahmyr Gibbs was like my toddler.
You know what's funny? Well, on that topic, my mom was down here, so we're watching the game, and she just bought a Lions shirt for the first time in her life. She said, you know, I've lived in Michigan for over 30 years. I've never had a Lions shirt, so she has a Lions shirt. We're watching the game, and I mentioned, I said, oh yeah, Bellino's there, and she said, oh yeah, he's the one with the little kid. And I'm like, no, he doesn't have a little kid. Like, you know, we're talking. She's like, no, you talked about him golfing with that little kid. I said, you're talking about his buddy.
Talking about Gian.
Yeah, Gian's a guy. Yeah. She's like, don't say that on the air. Don't say that on the air. I said, no, I'm definitely saying it on the air.
Oh, look at Gian catching a fade right now. He's not even awake, I don't think.
Gian catching strays at 7:40 in the morning.
Oh, wait till he listens to this. He's going to be irate. But it is funny. Your mom thought I had a son named Gian. That's hilarious. I love that. Hey, shout out Mama Barlow there. The atmosphere, like, it was so loud trying to function on your offense. Like we had a Ford Field, a One Pride false start there, maybe our 10th or 11th of the season early on. I don't know if we had another one throughout. I was more upset over the fact that the food came out at 6 o'clock. I was running over from the tailgate. We had a pregame show at 6:30. I didn't even get a chance to eat. I'm running on fumes. You know, I'm having flu game right now. I got no coffee in the house. I can't sustain my life. My sustenance isn't available. I got no snacks, dude. I am just burning the candle on both ends, struggling to make it to 9 o'clock. I got to be real honest with you.
And you know what? You'd trade it all for a Lions victory.
Damn straight.
If you had your choice, you would trade it all, my man. So you're good. You're a martyr. That's what you are. You are just a martyr.
I didn't know that I was participating in Ramadan, but this is the case right now for a Lions dub. I got a little bit of water. I know you're not allowed to have that either. I got no food. I'm on a fast right now, fasting through the bye week. I'm going to be 112 pounds, frail as hell. Come next home game on the 19th. It was just, man, it was exciting. It was loud. The energy, the juice was in the building, and we didn't even play well. And going back to something you said earlier, that is such a game that we lose in prior years to where we have to settle for field goals. We turn it over 3 times. One of them is a pick six. Like, come on, Marcus Peters with the pick. He shouldn't be allowed to wear 24. That's another story for another day. But you don't take Charles Woodson's jersey. I'm talking to the Vatos in the section from guy was from Compton, California. Raiders fan, bought front row tickets. I was laughing, carrying on with him. He was absolutely whacked, but loved Detroit, so that was great. But the whole scene and setting last night for Monday Night Football, like before the game started, they played that bum 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 bum, and that you could feel it. You could just feel it. We're 6-2. We're the divisional leader. We're like second best right now in the entire NFC. What a time to be alive.
And you got to look at it in the lens of, like, the division is ours. Like, it's really feeling like if they don't win the division at a minimum, it is just a complete another letdown based on what's happening, with the quarterbacks and the other teams, obviously.
If they don't win the division, I had them going 6-0 in the division before the season even started. Kirk Cousins wasn't going to win a one-possession game against us again, and now his Achilles blew off. Jordan Love is a bum. Hey, who is that guy? And the Bears, they still can't block anybody. And everyone's like, oh, Justin Fields. Got to be high on Justin Fields. Justin Fields this offseason. What about last year made you believe that Justin Fields is a decent quarterback outside of the fact that he can scramble? Outside of that, like, what do you believe about this team that they're going to win football games? Like, come on, 6-0 in the division.
They got a running back at quarterback. That's like us throwing Jahmyr Gibbs back there. Of course he can run, but can he throw? And that's for some reason at Ohio State when you got Maserati weapons around you, Maserati Marv type weapons around you, you're going to look great, right?
Where did that come from, by the way? What was Gus talking about? Is he making stuff up?
Yes. Oh, he's absolutely making stuff up. He followed up his Denzel. Who is it? Who is the original? You got barbecue back there?
Denzel Ward. Wow, what a hit!
Hurt my feelings.
That's where that comes from.
But Denzel Burke made a play, and he goes, Denzel Burke. And Joel Klatt, this was like 3 weeks ago, and Joel Klatt's like, reminds me of another call you had. He kind of let him on, and Gus did it. It was funny. He's like, you got barbecue back there? You didn't invite me? Hurt my feelings. Like, that's exactly where Maserati Marv came from. It's just so random.
My feelings.
Oh, I didn't know, like, he said it, and I was like, is Marvin driving a Maserati?
Well, he might be.
He might be. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't follow these kids on social media. Like, what are they? What are they going to say? No cap, and I'm going to retweet it. Like, come on.
but you don't have to worry about Maserati Marv because you got Dave Portnoy over there videoing the Ohio State Penn State and putting it on Twitter. So that now we got those signals. So we're good, man. We don't got to worry about Maserati Marv.
Hey, look! Shout out to Dave Portnoy. The clip that he played of the left tackle from Ohio State that got bull rushed by Aiden Hutchinson a couple years ago. And just got rocked. I don't know if you saw it, but Portnoy shows the clip, and he's just going, Connor Stallions, Connor Stallions, Connor Stallions. And Hayden Hudson just, B-whips that guy. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Shout out to Coach Prime. And I took a lot of flack for that, Coach Barlow, last week. I did. I said, look, if it's determined that we were cheating, then we're cooked. And I don't think that I'm wrong in saying that. Little did I know that people were going to be tweeting my boss Kurt Svoboda asking for me to be fired. And what a terrible time I'm going to have Saturday night against Purdue. Going to be a rough game. Why is it going to be a rough game? Because it's 7:30 at night and it's in November. Is that why it's going to be a rough game? Because I'm going to be cold? I don't think so, Chief. I'm going to have hand warmers. I'm going to have my cart mittens. I'm going to have a hat. I'm going to have a parka. It's not going to be a rough game for me. It might be a rough game for you. I'm going to go inside and get a coffee. Can't stop me.
I love how you hit him with the Chief. The Chief is almost as good as the Buddy or the Pal. I think Buddy might be the worst. Chief is pretty bad, though. It's up there with just trying to get under their skin. Okay.
Listen here, sport.
Someone says that to me. I'm like, dude, I'm not a chief. I'm not the chief of police. Like, I'm not a Native American. Like, I'm not even a chef, which is sometimes confuses chief when you read it on a paper. I've done it. Have you done it? I've definitely done it.
They brought that Snickers commercial back, too. The chefs, where they painted the end zone. I just saw it on TV like last week. I'm like, oh, it's great. You got to bring it back. You have to.
Nice. But who are the chefs? That is a great one. But no, I think, that's a very, it's not even one-way leaning statement. Yeah, if they are proven to have cheated, which it seems like they are cooked. But you know what? As a Michigan fan right now, shouldn't you just say, let's win the Natty this year? Next year was always going to be a rebuild with all the guys who are leaving in your talented positions. So it's like, yeah, that's fine. Who cares? Let's win the Natty this year. Let's beat the Astros. You know what the Astros did? They proved it. They nutted up. They said, you know what? Okay, you're going to say we cheated for that World Championship? Here's another one. You're going to say we cheated to beat, these Big Ten teams? Okay, well, obviously we're not cheating now. Here's another one. You take that L. Come on up to Ann Arbor Buckeyes and take that L. That's how you prove it. That's how you get over it. Then, yeah, you might get hammered next year, but you were going to be that good anyways. You were going to be decent, but not a national title contender, especially with that schedule.
Well, look, man, and with the rules that were amended in 2013, I don't even know if they violated anything. Like, I really don't. When you get down to the technicalities, a friend of mine who is in the law field said there's nothing here that sticks. Like, there's no he's like, there's no way there's no way. If this went to court, throw it out. And I'm like, it's the one thing the NCAA doesn't want to do is go to court. So at this point, it's just kind of like, well, here's the amended rule. Connor Stallions is booking tickets for other people and paying them, writing T-shirt on Venmo. I guess, like, if we didn't technically break any rules, then everybody else just deal with it. And for Ryan Day and those people complaining about it, like, I'm sorry. It must stink. We got your signs. TCU beat us. They threw out false signs. You could have done the same. You couldn't switch them. That sounds like a lack of preparation on your part. By the way, how was your super secret scrimmage? I meant to ask you. I was actually asked to ask you. And by the way, could I get a depth chart?
It was super secret. That's how it was. No, it was good. It was you look around the country in these secret scrimmages and the wild scores that get thrown around, and then you gotta realize that some teams, we didn't play one of our better players, one of our better guards, because he had a little bit of a boo-boo, but it's like, if this was a regular game he was playing, but we held him out, and the other team had similar things. So the one thing I'll tell you that is absolutely crazy is when you don't play foul outs and you play an extremely aggressive team, then, their best players have 8 and 7 fouls at the end of the game. And we end up, I don't know, I'm just, arbitrarily, we might have lost. It's like, okay, this game completely changes if you pick up 2 in the first and you're either sitting or you're not playing aggressive at all. You know what I mean? So it's funny. That is the thing about scrimmages. It's nice to play somebody else, definitely, and that's why teams do it. But, don't put a lot of stock in those scores as you see them around the country if you follow that type of thing.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of people that follow that type of thing. All right, finally, this one's got to be real quick, and I'm sorry I should have led with this, but, Lions win, Victory Tuesday. What are you going to do? The 2024 NIT Conference regular season champions that do not win their conference tournament or are not otherwise selected by the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Committee will no longer receive an automatic bid to the NIT. Instead, the NIT will guarantee 2 teams based on net rankings from each of the Power 6. What do you make of this?
Asinine. Absolutely asinine. Why?
So you can have a 9-11 Indiana team in there.
Oh my God! And everybody's on spring break, and there's nobody there. So if you're saying it's for ratings, and we want to have bigger teams for ratings, nobody's even at the games. Especially if it's, I watched Clemson in the NIT, and there's like 3 people there. It's like, get the heck out of here. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The NIT pays for travel, not like the CBI or CIT. What?
Oh no!
The NIT. My bad. The NIT pays for travel. Unlike the CBI and CIT, so now you're making mid-major teams who want to play in the postseason, who probably would have qualified for the NIT, pay for their own travel, where the NCAA would pay for that. It's so stupid, man. I don't like it. It's terrible. It's an abomination. It's what did George say in Seinfeld? You know what I'm getting at.
I know what you're getting at. We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run astray, run amok, led astray, and flat out deceived by the NIT. That's what my guy, Screaming A. Smith, would say. He's the coach, Kyle Barlow. Find him on Twitter at Kyle Barlow4. If your kid's got a huddle or whatever they do, hoop mixtape, send it over to him, and he'll evaluate, and he'll let you know if you got a chance at anything. Is that good? Does that work for you?
Baby.
Forward
down the field.
I love that, man. Thank you so much, as always. I appreciate you. Love you. I'll tell Gianni you said hi. There he goes. Hour 3 next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Save more, scare more when you shop Halloween at Meijer. Shop quality deals like buy 2 select Halloween snack, single or king size candy, get 1 free. Get 2 for $10 on select DiGiorno frozen pizzas when you shop with M-Perks. And for last-minute shoppers, take 30% off Halloween indoor decor and 30% off adult and youth Halloween costumes. Find all you need for Halloween in one stop at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you wait long enough, the pendulum swings in the other direction. All across Michigan, police academies are filling up. In fact, new sections are being added to accommodate the brave men and women making the decision to protect and serve. The Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police commends and welcomes these selfless, community-minded officers joining our ranks. We know we have more work to do, and with your help, the pendulum will swing in favor for all of Michigan.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com.
Merck Perks from Mercantile Bank is here. Merck Perks checking has all you need to plan your busy lifestyle. Travel services for hotels, airfare, and cruises, cashback rewards, and even savings on prescriptions, eyewear, and dental work. Merck Perks also includes all the traditional benefits you love, like online and mobile banking, and fee-free access to almost 40,000 MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merck is here. Learn more at mymerckperks.com, member FDIC.
Later today at 3, it's The Huge Show, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defended in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown. Sparty.
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes. Caught. Touchdown to Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. Hour number 3, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. So great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. Let's get to the phone lines right away. 866-838-4843, 866-838-4843. Who's up first over there, Ben Glaze?
We got Freddie.
Freddie the Pizza Man. Big question I was asked last night in the middle of the game. Was Freddie the Pizza Man the original name of the pizzeria, yes or no?
No.
So there was a different name.
Well, yeah, it's a long story because originally I had bought the building with my best friend. We were going to open up the equivalent of Boston Market. So, and we were going to start with that building. And then a month into it, I said, no, I don't think I want to do this, because he was busy with his restaurants, and I didn't want to lose a friendship. I'm like, let's just split up now, and he quick claimed the building over to me because we bought it together, and the rest is history. So wow. I thought a month into it, I said, no, I don't want to lose a friendship, because in business, as you know, it never works, man. It just doesn't work. So most of the time, I'm not saying all the time. So yeah, so it was going to be equivalent of Boston Market. Who knows? I could have been a multi-millionaire.
You're not? Wow, surprise. Okay,
no, I'm just a millionaire. I'm not a multi-millionaire.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Just one single million, not multiple millions. Don't get ahead of yourself. How about those Lions yesterday, huh? How about that? They got Lions got some work to do by 4:00 today too.
Yeah, no, that's why I was calling about the trade deadline. A good win by the Lions. I mean, it was kind of what I told you yesterday. Remember, I said the Raiders are going to come out and they're going to show up, man. This is Monday Night Football. The problem is their offense sucks. I mean, it's the bottom line is Jimmy G is. I think he's pretty much done. He just needs to be a centerfold model and call it a day. I mean. As an NFL quarterback, unless playing for when you play for a guy from New England, that's just what happens, man. Your team just sucks. You ruin the franchise. Josh. Why is Josh Daniels, whatever his name is, Josh Edwards, he sucks. I watched him yesterday. He was like Matt Patricia. He was staring at that jumbotron all day long with that look on his face, like. He needs some Metamucil. I mean, get out of here, man. You suck. New England sucks. So, good win. I'm really happy. I'm glad they won. It's all that matters that you win. But I got to tell you, they trade deadline today, man. They're gonna have to shore up that offensive defensive line. I know no one's talking about offensive line. But I think they're going to have to go get a backup guard or tackle or somebody that can play the middle, defensive tackle, kind of shore up that offensive line, because the injuries, you hate to get late in the season and too many injuries, Anthony. They're going to have to shore that up today.
Well, it'll be very interesting if they can add some offensive line depth, if they can address maybe some pass rush. I mean, they did a really good job against the Raiders. They mixed some things up as far as guys being able to get to the quarterback. Good team outing there with the 6 sacks. Okwara getting some run. Maybe that was a good opportunity to showcase what he may have in the tank if they wanted to try to move some things around, but. Yeah, I mean, you look at areas, if I had a wish list, right, I think that pass rush is up there, followed by, maybe offensive line. I think it's a little bit less expensive. If some secondary help would be great. And a partridge in a pear tree. That's all on my wish list right now. I just don't know, is the window open enough right now? You go for it and say, screw it, whatever we have in the upcoming couple of years, like everything's on the table. Let's move what we have to move and let's go for it right now. Or is the window cracked enough 100%. Where you think that this whole thing is sustainable and it's like, you know what, we can hold fast. We're going to win the division. We're not going to lose a single game in the division. We own the North. The Bears, Vikings, and Packers are all bums. And we're gonna get into the playoffs this year. We hold fast and continue to add and build and beef up what we have.
That's a great question, AB. I'm glad you asked that question. It's 1,000% open. I'll tell you why. You got a quarterback not making a lot of money. You got guys still on their rookie deals that you haven't signed yet. The window is 1,000% open. They're 6-2. They can win this division. They're going to win this division by default. They got a really good chance to win this conference and get to the Super Bowl. They really do. And I think you need to go all out. But you might be able to do it with just some trade. Remember when they got Snacks for a 4th-round pick?
Oh, yeah.
How much he helped that run defense? Okay. They need to help Aiden Hutchinson, okay? Aiden Hutchinson can be Max Crosby, but he needs a little bit more help on the interior line. When McNeil plays good, the Lions play much better. And you can't depend on the guy every week. That's unfortunate. Okay, maybe in time he will, but how much more time are you going to give him? He might just be that player. He's a rotational guy. You need to bring in a couple studs, and I think you need to go all out because the window, you sign the quarterback, and I'm not even going to bring up the quarterback, okay, because it has nothing to do with the person. But you saw yesterday how they won that game, and that's the blueprint for the Lions. Run the ball and play fast, tough defense. That's the blueprint. And when you get to the playoffs, that's how you're going to win the games. And the window is open. I would go all out and do it. So I know you got other callers. I'm going to give you a name for a Michigan State head coaching job, okay?
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Listen, I'm being 1,000% serious because this guy probably won't get an NFL job because offensive line coaches normally don't get head coaching jobs. Hank Fraley to the Michigan State Spartans. I'm telling you, he would be a diamond in the rough. That guy, what he has done with that offensive line, he's got the pedigree. I think they would make Michigan State tough and something to be reckoned with. Hank Fraley would be an excellent choice for a head coach. Anyways, have a good day. And Harbaugh, I would keep going with that. It's inaccurate because they're not writing any articles about you, so no one really knows what's accurate. Have a good day.
What? It's been one of the most covered stories all last week. Who's not writing articles? Yahoo's writing articles. ESPN's writing articles. National media outlets are writing articles. He's gotten more coverage last week than Mel Tucker has all season. That's all it took. One alleged stealing of signs. The best part about it is my dad tells me this. My dad said, that report came out about the sign stealing. He's like, I just couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I said, you were? He said, I can't believe the seniors on the team would allow that. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. Then I started thinking to myself, wait a minute. They're not stealing. He thought that they were stealing signs initially, that they were stealing like signage out of like locker rooms. And he thought that the players were taking the signs off the walls until he realized that no, it was about the actual signals being called into the game. Now, I said, that's the former cop in you right there. That's what that is. That is the former law enforcement going, why, you heard theft, you immediately thought larceny. You didn't think of somebody looking at the guys flapping their wings over there on the sidelines. It's great. We'll step aside. More X's and Bros after this Michigan Sports Network.
It's time to go in the huddle with Tim Stout.
It's a new day to celebrate and be free. It's a new day full of excitement because it's a new day for winning only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. It's a new day only at SoaringEagleCasino.com. The tough season comes to an end in Spartan Stadium for Michigan State, a noon game this Saturday against Nebraska. And ironically enough, it's the visitors who still have plenty to play for. Nebraska, under first-year coach Matt Rule, has won 5 of its last 6 games and is still in the hunt to play in the Big Ten championship game. The West is wide open, and Nebraska has played so much better as the season has gone along. This figures once again to be a defensive matchup for Michigan State. The Spartans are losing players to injury. They still have quarterback issues trying to decide who to play when and where. And what they do off the Minnesota loss this last Saturday, loss number 6 in a row, well, it'll be a week of trying to answer more questions.
Ladies, let's go see some men. The show, Friday, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Come meet the men of your wicked dreams for an affordable night of laughs and maybe some mischief. Oh my. The boys are back in town. Tickets for 18 plus, just $25. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Sexy costume, hot dance moves. Your sensational night of fun returns. Hunks, the show, November 17th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Oh my.
The Freddie the Pizza Man Foundation is dedicated to providing support to families and Michigan schools touched by autism. We invite you to join us in supporting these families and schools by making a donation at freddythepizzaman.com. With your donation, you can help provide essential resources that can make a real impact. Visit freddythepizzaman.com to make a donation and to learn more about the foundation's mission. That's FREDI thepizzaman.com. Together, we can make a difference.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. All across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. Of course, we encourage you to join us via the text line. Text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000. Or give us a dial on the Meijer Supercenter guest line, 866-838-4843. 866-838-4843. That's where you find Danny in Brighton. Good morning, Danny. How are you, my friend?
Danny, my friend, doing all right?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just hanging out. What are you doing? How you doing? You all right?
I am amazing. My dog and I are just taking our time this morning, just watching a little X's and Bros, just basking in the Lions victory. And by the way, I got to say, on a side note, I was following the Red Wings game while I was watching the Lions game. Wow, that was a really big win for the Wings in the Isle after the last 3 games for them.
Huge. Down 0-2 in the second period, then rattling off 3 straight, going to OT. Lucas Raymond, winner, Red Wings dinner. Bing bong.
They bing bong. And, you know, the cool, especially since they got nothing going, they had nothing going the last 2 games. That's a really good sign for Detroit because that just shows grit, stick-to-itiveness. They didn't get frustrated. They didn't let the Islanders take over and just, go, they didn't forget the defensive end. That was nice. And one of the things that you said to the coach about the Lions game last night is they did not play well, and they won convincingly. And that was really good to see.
Yeah, Coach Campbell was asked after the game what it says about what's the direct quote here? It was, what does it say about your team when you turn it over 3 times and still win by double digits? And he said, quote, it says, let's not do that again. And I mean, that's just that's just Coach Campbell. I love that. That's a fabulous quote from him as it was a team that, I mean, how many points did they leave on the board? Having to settle for three, and then missing a field goal. You give them a pick 6. I mean, they only scored 14 points. You gave them 7. You fumbled at the goal line basically. You had Josh Reynolds, fumbled. That is very uncharacteristic. Goff knew that was a bad throw. The fumble at the goal line probably wasn't even a fumble. And Josh Reynolds been Mr. Consistent. My guy has been great all season. I'm not worried about that at all. I would be more concerned about how stagnant we got inside the red zone there in the first half. I feel like that's a little bit of a loss of confidence when you start to try to get a little bit too creative, a little bit too cute. Line up, run your stuff, and run it right at them. Make them stop you. But sometimes the field gets short, playbook shrinks down a little bit, you get a little nervous. I'd be more concerned about that. But all in all, a sensational game. Sensational game.
Oh, and I'm sure the atmosphere is amazing. Is that my wife said to me, she says, "Do you wish you were there?" And I'm like, yes and no. I wish I was there because I'm sure the crowd is electric. No, because I would have gotten home 8 minutes ago. So no, I'm glad to watch it. But it was what I pointed out, and you said the same thing. Especially the first half, getting cute it almost reminded me of when Michigan played TCU and they forgot who they were. And they're going to try and do something else. I'm like, what are you doing?
Line up and running at them. I hated that little sweep thing we tried to run against TCU. That play's going to haunt me the rest of my life. That changed the whole game.
You're right. And I thought it was nice that what the Lions did last night, that didn't change the whole game because they, again, Freddie was right on. The Raiders' offense is putrid. But it was nice that we made it look putrid, that we didn't give them any life other than the one drive where they drove down. So that was nice to see. It's nice to see the Lions play and, say, this is who we are. We are a 6-2 team. We don't put the Raiders don't belong in the field with us. And in the second half, they didn't. And it was really, I'll tell you what, Jahmyr Gibbs coming out party was a pleasure to see. That dude ran with a purpose in the second half.
Speaking of sensational, I mean, his ability to run the ball between the tackles, bounce it outside. You were seeing the development of the young fella, allowing blocks to develop, taking what's there. the burst, the speed, all of that. That's exactly why they drafted him at 12. He needed a game like that just so we could pipe down all these people and go, why would they take a running back at 12? Oh, God, get him out of here. Danny and Brighton, man. What time did you tell your wife that? You would have been home 8 minutes ago?
That's maybe 10 minutes ago. It depends on probably the stuff. Unlike you, I enjoyed my coffee. And one of the things that Freddie said about the trade deadline, I know, and dude, if you were closer, I would have coffeeed you.
Thank you.
But the bye week comes at a perfect time for the Lions because you get an extra week to get people healthy, and that might be the best move that they can make at the deadline because you look at what they're doing. Like, is the offensive line banged up? Yes, but they got an extra week to heal. And the one thing that I thought what's his name, OC did really well is when the run wasn't working early, he's like, well, we're just going to pass because those are open. And it's very similar to how Michigan functions. You talk about Michigan, well, how come the run game isn't going? Like, who cares? Because let them stop the run. You're throwing to a lot of people. Same thing with the Lions. If the run game isn't effective right away, you got St. Brown, you got Laporta, you got Reynolds. You've got people to throw to, and they're getting open. And it doesn't matter how you move the ball, you move the ball.
No doubt about it. You just got to – it doesn't matter how you get it, just score more points than the other team, right? Because at the end of the day, this team's 6-2 going into the bye. Trade deadline today at 4. You get that bye week, so whoever you bring in, you get a little extra time to get acclimated. If they bring anybody in, they might say, you know what, we got enough. We're going to win the division and get into the playoffs this year. Once you're in, you just got to be good on that day. You don't have to necessarily be the better team on paper. You just got to play better that individual day. And they might not have to sacrifice any future assets to make a run this year. Or they might say, you know what, our window's open. We got a relatively cheap roster. Let's wheel and deal a little bit and get some proven products over some draft prospects.
And I think that is the one thing that Brad Holmes has done really well is he's like, I'm not going to sacrifice future capital for a short-term gain when it really isn't going to help me that much. And I know Dan Campbell's talked about the fact that, I need the right kind of guy here. I don't just need the name. I need the right name that fits in with this locker room because there's such a great chemistry that the Lions have. And I think that they've done a really good job of identifying not only talent, but the right talent. And if I may say one other thing, because you and I haven't had a chance to talk about the whole Michigan BS crapola thing. The one thing that I find fascinating about this whole thing is the initial thing that the NCAA sent out 3 days before the Michigan State game is they told the Big Ten that Michigan might be stealing their signs and that they need to alert all the other teams of the Big Ten. I'm like, yeah, but that's not illegal. You can do that. Why is the NCAA telling the Big Ten that Michigan's stealing their signs? So what? They can steal them. They didn't say Michigan might have illegally scouted you. They did not say that. And that's the one thing that really, really bothers me in the whole sea of so many things bothering about this whole thing. It smells worse than a garbage dump, man.
Don't hate us because you ain't us, Danny and Brighton. They got a witch hunt out for Coach Harbaugh. And look, according to the 2013 rule, it doesn't really sound like any rules were broken, and it wouldn't be able to stick anyways. So, you know what? Let's keep going. Connor Stallions, promote him. Let's go. Build a statue of him. Just to make everybody else angry. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Somebody requested I saw the sign by Ace of Base to be played at Michigan Stadium. I doubt we'll have the gall to do that, but that would be entertaining. His name is Danny and Bright. Danny, my friend, is always partner. Pleasure to hear from you.
Hey, B, it's my pleasure, man. I will see you soon in the hoop game, buddy.
All right, man. Sounds good. Sam and Sagnasty said the lady in the stands gave Jahmyr Gibbs the Ford F1 Lifty. The F1 Lifty. Okay. I can dig it. I'll give you an E for effort, a C for creativity. Let's step aside. We'll come back. We'll get you our NFL Week 8 scoreboard plus more on that Lions victory on Monday Night Football. Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archived boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Save big on fuel with M-Perks. Earn points on your Meijer purchases in-store and online. Then use your points to claim a fuel reward and save up to $1 off per gallon of gas at Meijer. Claim your M-Perks fuel rewards in the Meijer app and ID at the pump to save. Plus, earn points for qualifying Meijer Express purchases and look for exclusive Meijer Express offers. Download the Meijer app to sign up or see Meijer.com to learn more. 10 cents to $1 off per gallon based on points earned. Exclusions apply. Not valid in Wisconsin. Max 30 gallons.
Van Andel Institute Purple Community is a grassroots fundraising network powered by the dedicated volunteers who support VAI's mission to improve human health now and in the future. When you raise funds through the Van Andel Institute Purple Community, 100% of the proceeds go directly to the Institute's research into diseases like cancer and Parkinson's, as well as VAI's science education programs. Learn how you can get involved at purplecommunity.org.
Text us using the keyword Sports Radio and send it to 21000. Or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now, back to X's and Bros with Anthony Bellino here on the Michigan Sports Network.
A little Metallica there for you for a little Dan Campbell. Why not, folks? Hey, a reminder, basketball season is in full effect. NBA fans, what better way to celebrate than with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the association. They're celebrating unbeatable offers right now. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down just $5 on the association. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You're going to start the season with a dub. Basketball is more fun when you are in on the action. So what you need to do right now is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. New customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, only using the promo code HUGE. The crown is yours. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Text the keyword sports radio to 21,000. 21,000, 21000. Sports radio, that's the word you send. You opt in and text us anytime or call us. Save us in your phone on the Meijer Supercenter guest line. 866-838-4843. 866-838-4843. Here on a Victory Monday. That's the blueprint to win for many years in multiple plus Super Bowls. Wow, Super Bowls. Jeez. Run the ball. Play fast, tough defense. Keep your quarterback safe. Keep your quarterback in safe percentage throws. Shorten the clock for the other teams. If Campbell and Holmes play this right, they can win multiple plus Super Bowls without ever over-signing average quarterbacks to big deals. Last note, all white with those helmets every game. That comes from Mr. Freddie the Facts. Freddie the Facts, that's like Louis the Lips and Elmer the Fun. Look, I made a comment about the gray unis, and my guy, Andrew Fry, looked at me after we scored. He's like, how you like them gray unis now? The blue popped with the helmet, the alternate helmet with the throwback logo. The blue popped on the sleeves. Hear me out. All white, okay. The icy white with the blue. Oh, I love those all white jerseys. I do. All blue with the blue, okay. Or throwing this out here. Not what we saw in the early 2000s, but in all black. Black pant, black jersey, white and blue piping. What do you think? Yes, no? Maybe so? Just throwing it out there. Just for conversation. Aleem McNeil, just play him every third game because every third game he is great. It changes the whole defense. Well, he was electric. Aleem McNeil getting busy on the inside. Couple sacks for the big fella. Happy for him in the game that he had. All right, because we missed it earlier in segment 2, Danny from Brighton had to call. Had to share his thoughts. You can do so too. 866-838-4843. Time for our Week 8 NFL scoreboard. So let's do it, shall we? It all started on Thursday night with the Buffalo Bills hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bills improved to 5-3 with a 24-18 win. Josh Allen, the Bills got off to a fast start. No problem there. 2 touchdowns. Did throw a pick, though, because he likes to throw picks. Tampa Bay, not a bad team. The Bills, however, not a great team. Then into Sunday slate, the Cowboys stopped the Rams. Injury for Matthew Stafford. 4 touchdowns and 300 yards for Dak Prescott. You're all over the television already. All over. 7 hours and 21 minutes and 30 seconds away from the trade deadline, and now we're talking about the Cowboys. Vikings go on the road, lose Kirk Cousins for the season due to an Achilles injury, threw 2 touchdowns and 274 yards before he was pulled out of the game due to the injury. They stomped the Packers in Lambeau 24-10. Packers are a disaster. Beautiful to see. Titans with a big win at home, 28-23. How about DeAndre Hopkins? 4 catches, 3 of which went for touchdowns, 128 yards. Will Levis, 4 touchdowns in his debut for Tennessee. Pump your brakes. It's the Falcons. New Orleans Saints go on the road, pick up a big victory against Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts. Saints are back to 500 at 4-4. They win 38-27. Derek Carr, 2 touchdowns, 310 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 95 yards on the ground is what it is. Dolphins beat the Patriots 31-17. Pats are 2-6. Dolphins are 6-2. Tua, 324, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Jalen Waddle, Penguin Waddle, 7 catches, $121, and a touchdown. Good for him. The Jets beat the Giants in a rock fight, 13-10. It was technically a road game for the Jets. Jets. Haven't heard much from New York Scott this year. New York Scott, we don't even have to talk about the G-Men. I promise you. Let's break bread. Olive Branch coming your direction right now. We know that you are because of your loyalty and residency in the great state of Michigan. We don't have to talk about the G-Men. We could skip all that. We love you, Scott. Come back. Guy looks like Bill Goldberg. Come back, Scott. The Jaguars beat the Steelers on the road 20-10. Kenny Pickett pulled from the game. Not a good situation there. Blitzburg 4-3. Jaguars 6-2. The Eagles survived a scare, needed 21 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Commandos by 7, 38-31. Sam Howell had 4 touchdowns and a pick in the game. Gets not turning the ball over. A.J. Brown breaks Calvin Johnson's record for the most games with 125-plus receiving yards consecutively. He had 8 catches, 132 scores, 6 straight games for A.J. going over 125. Panthers got their first win of the season. Congratulations to them, beating the Houston Texans 15-13. That was awful. Seahawks survived the Cleveland Browns in a scare there. They got 7 points in the fourth frame. Only 13 total points scored in the second half. 24-20. Your final score, Seahawks are 5-2. Browns are 4-3. The Chiefs lose their first game after a 16-game winning streak against the Broncos. Last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs, Peyton Manning was their starting quarterback. Broncos win 24-9. Patrick Mahomes, 2 interceptions on the day. 5 turnovers for the Chefs. Terrible output. Stop tweeting about when Taylor Swift is in attendance and when she's not. Stop making it a big deal. You people are the problem. Hello, or whatever she says, it's me, I'm the problem, you see, or whatever that song is. You people are the problem. Ravens beat the Cardinals 31-24. Cardinals were a little bit better than I thought. However, Josh Jacobs, to go along with his 2 touchdowns, did throw 2 interceptions. Ravens are 6-2. The Bengals go on the road, beat the 49ers. Matt Kowalas told you, 31-17 Bengals. Big win. Brock Purdy threw a touchdown and 2 picks. They're turning over too much. George Kittle, 9 catches, 149. Joe Mixon, 16 carries, 87 yards and a touchdown. Don't forget he punched that girl in college. The Chargers beat the Bears 30-13. Look, I got some Lions fans in my DMs already worried about the Chargers. They beat the Bears. The Bears stink. They're awful. They're awful. They got no offense. None. They got no defense. They don't even have special teams. They're 2-6. The Chargers improved to 3-4. Relax. And then finally, it all came down to Monday Night Football. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Detroit Lions doing battle inside Ford Field. A 26-14 winner for the Lions, who had to settle for multiple field goals in the game, who turned it over at the goal line, who fumbled in their own territory, and threw a pick 6, and they still dominated the game. And that's a cover, too, because they won by 12 points. In case you're interested in such a thing, there you have it. Jared Goff, 272 and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs outgained the Raiders all by himself. 152 yards on the ground to score. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god, 6 catches, 108 yards. The Lions are 6-2 at the bye. Bing bong. So let's keep it going, shall we? Keep it going into Monday Night Football. One thing that we have not yet talked about, but I would be remiss if I didn't. The celebration, the induction, the honoring of 75, Lomas Brown, into the pride of the Lions at halftime. Uncle Lomas, that's my guy. He said, he told me last night after the game in his Uncle Lomas voice, A.B., he said he was only going to wear that jacket and his underwear to sleep. I swear to God, that's what he says. A.B., I'm not taking this off. It's just this in my underwear tonight. I said, hey, you want to go full Tom Cruise and run around your house in your skivvies with that jacket on? By all means, Uncle Lomas, do it. Do it for the people. I am so happy for that man. It could not have happened to a better person, a guy who's been loyal and faithful to the organization for so many years. did all that hard work for number 20. And I asked him one time, how do you block for Barry Sanders? He said, you just get your hands on the guy and you just keep pushing. Barry will figure it out. Just push. Doesn't matter if you're supposed to be blocking right and you got to block left, just block. He'll figure it out. And for Lomas Brown to be inducted in front of that crowd, in that atmosphere on Monday Night Football was the most fitting tribute to not only one of the great players in Lions history, but one of the great men, one of the great humans that has ever worn Honolulu blue and silver. For the amount of Lions alumni who came back to get on that field at halftime to honor Lomas Brown. Man, what a scene. And Chris Spielman beforehand doing the talking for this club to have a representative like Lomas. And let me tell you about Lomas Brown. And I said this when it was originally announced, and I told Lomas this when we had him on the show. Lomas Brown, his impact on other people when everybody was happy for him. When everyone wanted to just say congratulations to him. And I'm not talking about people on the field. I'm talking about all of our staff. I'm talking about the ushers. I'm talking about the security. I'm talking about everybody out there wanted to just have a moment to say congratulations, Lomas. And then afterwards, when I would see those handshakes, the high fives, the smiles, the hugs, because he is. I mean, the guy could run for mayor right now. Could run for mayor. And I think about all the ways that Lomas Brown has touched people that he doesn't know because he's just being himself. He's just being himself. He's just being a good guy. And he says hi to everybody all the time. And what him stopping for 2 seconds to say anything to anybody who's working there. Then you get off the elevator, and there's always two ladies right there checking credentials to let you in at the 7th floor into the press level. You don't know what they're going through. And we got such great examples. I caught up with Dan Miller after the game. I was walking out, and I shuffled over the group I was walking with, and I shuffled over to him, and I was like, how about them Lions, right? So we had a quick chat. He was walking with purpose. I was dragging behind, and I was carrying on conversation. And Dan Miller's one of those guys, and Lomas Brown is one of those guys. And I look at that when I see them in their interaction with the folks that we work with, and what a quality example they are to young people like me, and how they have been, how they treated me when I first started. The words of encouragement. I don't expect them to know my name. If I invite somebody on the show, I don't expect them to put 2 and 2 together. Like, hey, I don't know. They got a million things going on. I don't expect that from anybody. I'm just there to do my job and get out. That's what I do. Get in, get out, get on my way. And the example that they set for when, you greet people that are checking your bags and you're going through the metal detectors, and the staff that's waiting for you in the tunnel, and the staff that's serving the food, and the staff that's working security, and the fans that are sitting around the pregame show, and the fans that are sitting at the field level that I can talk to and shake hands and slap hands and do all that. That comes from great examples of great men who treat everybody like they are the CEO of the team. When you see Brad Holmes and you get excited to see him, that's how they treat everybody. And that's really, you talk about the long-lasting impact of a guy like Lomas Brown and what he means to this franchise. It's different for Barry. Barry came to the tailgate, and the swarm of people was like, how do we get Barry out of here now? We didn't think of that. There's no way. The mob of people, sign this, take a photo, do this, do that. I mean, it's insane. So we had to build a special teams. Remember the old wedge? Special teams wedge, and let Barry lead us to the field with the drum line and the cheerleaders. The tailgate was awesome, by the way. But it's different with Barry because it's just, he's bigger than life, right? And then you see a guy like Lomas who's going to stop and just say hi to everybody. And that's not a knock at all on Barry Sanders. He can't. If he stopped and talked to everybody, he'd still be outside right now at the tailgate. He'd have froze to death, for God's sakes. But you just look at the example that they set and the encouragement that they gave someone like me, right? You watch Danny Rogers, our team reporter, and Lomas Brown after the game, and the fun that those two have together. It's just, he's one of one. Lomas Brown is one of one. And we're so fortunate to have so many quality individuals in this organization, especially, in years past where maybe the head coach and the way that things were being run weren't as friendly, I'll put it that way. And these guys just continue to be the example of how you go about treating everyone. My mom always said it as a kid, like, you treat the garbage man like the CEO. You treat everybody the same. Doesn't matter their job and title. You treat everybody with respect. Look them in the eye, shake their hands. You do all the things you're supposed to do. But you carry on those conversations because they matter. They matter. I was walking up one game, and there's a young lady who mans the door outside of the press level. And I walked up, gave her a hug, and I said, "How are you?" Because she used to work with her mom. And her mom had passed away, and it was right before Thanksgiving. It was her first Thanksgiving game. This was last season. She just started crying. Like, what are you going to do? Like, yeah, I mean, that's what her and her mom did. It was like a family event for them. They just happened to go to work together. But you don't know the moment that what that meant to her. You have no idea. You just try to go about your business and be a good person. Now, I can't help it that some of my own people have turned their back on me, asking for me to be fired, tweeting my boss about it. It's crazy. Still mad about that. Not even mad. I'm just disappointed. Disappointed in that. Like, I'm not out here in Michigan garb every day. Like, get out of here. What's the matter with you? But that's neither here nor there. You think about that. You think about that example. And, we talked a lot about the game today. And obviously we're going to talk about the game, even more going forward. But Lomas Brown, 75, inducted into the Ring of Honor. The alumni that came back, Uncle Herman was out there. Man, it was great. Stephen Tulloch, GQ, Glover Quinn came by the tailgate. We were able to honor one of our Lions loyal members. Lion Eyes that's his nickname, Lion Eyes. Rob Gonzalez is his name, as our Lions representative for the NFL Fan of the Year award. He got 2 tickets to go to the Super Bowl. It all happened at the tailgate. Like, it was awesome. The job that Andrew Fry and his Fry and Friends, the job that they did getting that stadium ready Sunday, all day, into Monday, then to get that tailgate squared away, to everybody who put on an incredible game day atmosphere. Man, it was electric in Ford Field. And that right there, that's the reason you buy a ticket to a game. For Ben Glaze and Ryan Elke, I am Anthony Bellino. And I, folks, in the next 8 seconds, am going to sleep. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Bill Simonson here for my good friend Josh Garvey. Now, he is a managing shareholder at Br0's, soon to be Doran Mayhew at the end of the year. And with the merger, there is growth and a chance for you to fill an executive or other high-level finance-related roles, either at Br0 here in downtown Grand Rapids or over at the Doran Mayhew World Headquarters in Troy, or at any of their offices across the country and around the world. They have a national specialized talent pool with ideal candidates for long-term placement, ongoing support for post-placement success. So if you're looking for that next chapter in your professional career, talk to Josh Garvey and the team at Br0. Easiest way, you can call Br0, ask for Josh Garvey, or go to their website, BENEGARTR.com, or look for Br0, soon to be Doran Mayhew, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Save more, scare more when you shop Halloween at Meijer. Shop quality deals like buy 2 select Halloween snack, single, or king-size candy, get 1 free. Get 2 for $10 on select DiGiorno frozen pizzas when you shop with MPerks.
And for last-minute shoppers, take 30% off Halloween indoor decor and 30% off adult and youth Halloween costumes. Find all you need for Halloween in one stop at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for my friends from Coppercraft Distillery. Now, they're a Michigan-based company, and they have a message for anybody 21 and up. You're going to want to get hooked up with this Honolulu Blue, a premium can cocktail. Vodka, blue raspberry lemonade. This special limited edition canned cocktail is available at local stores, pubs, and restaurants. And when you're cheering on our favorite pro football team, TDs, tailgates, and more, make sure you grab a Honolulu Blue from Coppercraft Distillery.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Roast Umber is a farm-direct coffee sourced from Central American farmers and roasted in Grand Rapids. And also the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee is a convenient and healthy option for energy with no sugar additives. Look for it at your local retailer or at roastumber.com. Later today.